Sohan, thanks for joining me.
Okay, I'm joining him.
And you've had a full week of clients and self-reflection, and then you're like, oh, I want people to know this. And then I'm like, oh, I know those moments. You can distill what you've learned about yourself and humans, and you want to be able to share that with more people. And so I'm like, let's just record something. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Because I know it's like poignant. It's alive right now. So what was that in your heart that you're like, you want people to know?
Yeah. So one of the reason I observe people, including me, suffer is you wake up from your sleep and then you all of a sudden see the reality that you thought it was. It's not matching with what you're sleeping through.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Sure. So two things. One thing, if you can look at this camera right here, that'll be good.
Okay.
I know that's not easy for you. You'd rather look at people and engage with them, but just imagine someone you like here.
All right.
Good job. And then so you're saying about sleeping, like, like a good night's sleep or a nap. Tell me more. I know that's not what you mean, but I'm trying to draw you out. What do you mean by being asleep and awake and reality and matching?
I think that people just go on a maybe autopilot. Maybe that's a one way that you can think.
That's good.
And maybe we are the material being. So with my eyes, I see things, I hear. But I think in reality, there's a deeper reality. I don't know. I don't wanna make one thing is better, but there is something that you can see, you can quantify, you can measure. There is that type of reality, and there is something. So let's call it visible reality.
Sure.
I have my hands like that, something that I can tangibly touch and feel it, and there is that visible reality, and there's an invisible reality that goes on at the same time. So I sometimes meet people who only live in this reality, and then one day, because of a transition of life or
this is
suffering,
the visible?
Yeah, it's the visible, and then the suffering of life or something, major things happen, and then all of a sudden they get to see this deeper reality, and they realize, oh my gosh, that visible reality that I live in is completely different than the deeper reality that now I see. And the suffering that I see people in during this transition, or even trying to reconcile this both, and the disorientation and confusion they feel during that time, it is really painful to bear. Like when I see those people suffering, and I think it illuminates my tendency to only stay in this reality because it's easy, because I can see it, I can hear it, I can touch it.
Well, you could get one more task done and feel like
good
satisfied.
About it. Yes, because that's what the invisible reality, the reward system. If I can do this, they love it, or people love it. I get promoted, I make more money.
Or like the kids have a good meal, or I mean even mundane things, right?
Right.
Like, which is super important.
But I think unless I am waking up to this reality, that actually always undergirding, or actually this is a more governing.
It is. It is.
But I think we are all deceived to think, or blind to think, that it's not there because it's invisible. But I have to say, hello people, let's wake up. Let's wake up to see this reality. Or I want to say, it's not only invitation. How could I help them to see what I see? Meaning, even within me and the people that I meet who are suffering, that's what people are suffering. And how can I do my part to let other people know that, hello, it's not only this reality. One point or another, you're going to wake up to this reality. Maybe because you are sick. Maybe because your friendship or relationship, you thought that it'll be forever, is not working out. your children, whatever their life circumstances, all of a sudden wake you up, and then you see yourself, it's in a huge different gap right here, and that suffering is really unbearable.
And so that motivates you want to inspire people whose external world hasn't invaded to wake them up. You want them to wake up before that happens, if possible.
Yes. And then I personally think it is how can we cultivate ways and practices that engage us into the reality? Maybe the simplest thing you guys can think about is just reflective exercises.
Yeah.
Do you even at the end of the day journal and be curious about your inner world?
Yeah.
Those who believe in God, like, do you pray? Pray doesn't necessarily mean always talking to God. Like, bring yourself into the bigger being who's loving and accepting. And can you bare your soul before Him? Do you have a place where you intentionally set aside time and space where you can be invited to look at that invisible world?
Yep.
What do you have?
That's good. And I think we could share a lot. And I would say, in line with what you're saying, one simple practical way is, I think all of us, without a mindful awareness practice, healing, growth, formation of who we truly are will not stay. It will not be integrated. So the positive way of saying it is, only with a mindful awareness practice, some reflection, will you actually wake up to your fullest potential, heal the parts, experience healing of the parts of yourself and your history and your story, and collectively. So we need a mindful awareness practice. Without that, reality will wake us up, and that's very painful. And it's going to happen anyway.
Yep.
So we might as well bring reality closer to us in a slower, smaller piece way. And I think that's one of the things is, can you slow down?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you.
Let's wake up.
Let's wake up.
Let's wake up and let's bring these two worlds together.
So unless you want to still take a nap and fall asleep, it's your choice. But we invite you to wake up. Much better, fully alive way to live. Right, hon?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
Love you.